Hello and welcome to the Termas de Hondo circuit in Argentina for live coverage of the Motogp race. As you can tell from the footage we're broadcasting from the track, we're looking forward to great weather for the race. Here we are live from the Motogp class starting grid, where riders and engineers are talking over the last few details before the start of the race.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Crutchlow career mode, well, championship, whatever you want to call it, with the 2019 mod. Obviously we are here at the Termas de Hondo circuit in Argentina for round 2 of this. Obviously if you haven't watched the first episode, I do urge you to go watch that first because I am about to spoil what happened in that race. So if you, there we go, okay, hopefully you've gone now. If you've not, then sorry, there's going to be a spoiler. But obviously we are leading the championship after that first round ahead of Andrea Dovizioso, with Valentino Rossi in 3rd, Mir 4th and Marquez in 5th. Obviously we had contact in Qatar with Vinales, so Vinales is down 8th in the championship, but I would be definitely expecting him to come back through in this race, probably get a bit of a better result. Obviously we're also leading the constructors because obviously I won the race and it's only been one race, so Honda are leading the constructors ahead of Ducati, Yamaha, Suzuki, KTM and Aprilia. I'm sure it's just all recap for you all really, but just thought we'd recover it because it has been a good week since the last episode. And we're also second in the Teams Championship, 5 points behind Ducati. So obviously our points and Nakagami's don't actually go together because of how the game works. But Nakagami didn't score in that first race anywhere, I don't believe, so that's not so good, but obviously he is struggling with the older bike there. Going around the outside of Franco Morbidelli on this warm-up lap. So we've not got too far around this warm-up lap, we're in the second sector really. We've got to be coming to the end of it soon, surely. But you can see we're trying to make a move on Carl Abraham here on the start of this lap. Well, start of this warm-up lap, but it's not really working. Cal is struggling to make the overtakes. Come on, AI Cal. I mean, we need to do a bit better than this. You can see he's trying to still make the moves here. Sort of run out of things to say since we've been through the championship. But obviously, as I say, well, not as I say, but if you've seen any of my previous videos at Termas, you know that AI are pretty weak here, so we got the win in Qatar, which I didn't really expect to get.
Ready to start the race at Termas de Hondo. Riders just have one thing on their mind now, being the first to cross the finish line.
So yes, we'll have to cut ourselves off there. Maybe we'll resume it later on. But we've got to wait for the lights to go out. Lights out and away we go off the line. We've not had the best start. The AI have got away a little bit. Carl Abraham's off to an amazing start here, but Happy Siren is now the rider in front of us. A little bit of a screen freeze there as we go into turn 1 up the inside of Siren. The inside of Morbidelli as well, the inside of our teammate and Oliveira, the inside of Alicia Spagro and Carol Abraham. So up into P16 now. Paulo Spagro on the outside, we're going to get up his inside, up the inside into 15th position now. We've got the move, but into this tricky right-hander, we can definitely lose some time here. But we stayed in front of Paulo Spagro, surprisingly enough, against the slipstream off Rabat. We're sandwiched Rabat with Bagnaia, past Rabat, past Leonone, past Quartararo, past Mir, past Rossi. Up into 9th position already. Hit the brakes for the turn 5 corner on the inside of Lorenzo and Rins there. So I don't know why I caught the turn 5 corner, but that's what I did. So we're going around the outside of Jack Miller now through turn 6. So up to 6th position already. So it's been an amazing start. We're right behind Joan Zarco, past Joan Zarco as well. So up into 5th place behind Danilo Petrucci. We ran a bit wide though through turn 7. Will Zarco built to have an attack. He can't quite do anything because we gained too much on the brakes there. So we are just going to try and close it to the back of the factory Ducati rider, the mission winner Ducati, but around the outside of the mission winner Ducati team rider of Danilo Petrucci. So into 4th position now. You can see Vinales and hit Vinales at the back again. More contact with Vinales because he broke it a bit early, a bit like Papa Valentino Rossi. Around the outside of Vinales and Marquez up into P2 already at the end of the first lap, hitting the brakes for turn 12. It goes in right to the back of the other mission winner Ducati of Andrea Dovizioso, trying to flick up the inside of Dovizioso to hit him a little bit there. So over the line, we're taking the lead, but we're looking behind. Bit of an aggressive move there, unintentional, so we've allowed Dovizioso to retake the position. Obviously, I thought it was a little bit unfair, because obviously we also had contact with him in Qatar, which was sort of his fault, but that was completely my fault. So I thought I'd get in the position back. So through turn 2, we're cutting right to the back of Dovizioso on that GP19. We're trying to cut underneath through turn 3, but it's not working. We're on the throttle, trying to get some slipstream here, down the straight, towards turn 4 once again. 700s behind him, but we're past him now on the straight. We're going to hit the brakes. Is he going to be able to get back? No, he's not. So we hit the brakes nice and early. Clip the apex, ran a little bit wide, but Dovy's trying to cut back up the inside. In fact, he's trying to get the position back, but we've got it. We've got first position at the halfway point of lap 2. We've now got a 1.4 lead. And Quartararo makes a move on Rabat there, and Rins makes a move on Lorenzo. Lorenzo's down into 8th position once again, or he's back up into 7th, but not a good performance here. Especially considering what we are doing on the same machinery. So he's still scrapping away with Alex Rins there, but we've got a bit of a wheelie there as we go through turn 10. But we've now got a 6/10 lead ahead of Andrea Dovizioso. Lorenzo once again still battling with Alex Rins. Still having an absolute battle in the background. Through turn 13, picking up the bike, flicking over for 14, about to start lap 3, so a 33.3 there was our first flying lap, but obviously do remember we did lift to let Andrea Dovizioso through at the start of the lap, so it's not really representative. We ran a bit wide there, and if you didn't see over the line, we had a 1.1 second lead to Dovizioso, so just going to try and stretch it. But as I was saying before the grid, obviously I didn't really expect to win at Qatar because it's not a strong track of mine. But here I did think we had a pretty good chance of winning. I mean, I didn't think I was going to take the lead at the end of the first lap, but I did. Now 1.7 second lead to Dovizioso, so we definitely are pulling away from him here. We're getting ready to hit the brakes turn 4 on the brakes, slamming it down the gearbox as well. Termas Hondo is probably one of my favourite circuits on this game. It flows really nicely with this engine, definitely. But to be fair, Qatar's not bad now. I used to hate Qatar, but it's not too bad now. So we've now got a 1.9 second lead to Andrea Dovizioso. So just stretching out the gap, hitting the brakes. We broke pretty early for turn 7 here. Not really optimal line. And Rins and Lorenzo have been battling for like an entire 3 laps nearly now. And they're still going at it. Mir and Miller are going at it. So Mir's taking a bit of a... his season's not quite going as good as the first race. Rins has now passed Petrucci. Petrucci's passed Rins. Through turn 11, still 1.9, so we didn't actually escape from Dovizioso. We've run wide, onto the grass a little bit there. Not good. Siren and Abraham having a battle as well further back. But we are making some mistakes. If you look at the tyre wear, the rear tyre's about half gone, and we are about halfway through the race. Oh, massive screen freeze there. I'm not sure what happened there. I think that might have been a video freeze. Whether that will have happened actually on the video, or if that was just on the playback preview, I'm not sure, but if I've reacted to nothing now, I apologise. You can see, well, you can't now, but you could see the new white 99 for Lorenzo. I think I might tweak it because I don't really like how it looks, because I took it straight off the bike, and obviously it's kind of arced because it's on the bike, so it doesn't look right. So I'm going to probably try and just edit his old one to make it white, but it does look a little bit dodgy because it's hard to get all the red pixels. We've got 2.6 second lead now on lap 4. Quartararo and Bagnaia having a battle. Siren and Espargaro as well. Through turn 5. Don't know why I just said Espargaro. I usually say Espargaro, but whatever. You know, sometimes you pronounce things differently. Through turn 6. We're riding all over that curb. Not learning our lesson from last time. 2.7 second lead to Dovizioso now. Braking much later for turn 7. In fact, a little bit too late, if I'm completely honest, but I think a little bit too late there is probably a little bit better than a little bit too early, and we said little way too many times in those couple of sentences. Through turn 9, running right out to the apex of turn 10, flicking over for 11. Turn 9, 10 and 11 are a nice sequence of corners, not gonna lie. 3.3 second lead. The rear almost came round as we got on the throttle there. We could have had an absolute massive high side, but luckily we didn't. So hitting the brakes once again for turn 12. Probably actually my favourite corner on the circuit. I might have already said that about different corners, but that one actually is my favourite. Through turn 14, that's another beautiful corner. So a 33.2, so a little bit quicker here than we were on the previous lap, and that was the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, in fact. And you can see we've got a big lead over Jean Mir is in 10th position now, Miller's 9th, Lorenzo is in 8th there. It's sort of caught the bottom of the table. Don't know if you'd call that a table, really. The tower, that would be the correct word, there we go. I love how half this commentary is actually just me just saying something stupid. But we ran really wide there through turn 3, so that's not ideal. Okay, yes, we're on the straight now. 30.1. So actually I was calling this turn 4, but apparently that kink is turn 4 on the straight, so this is turn 5. We went all the way down to first gear there, and we ran so wide through turn 5, but we're going to get a monster exit because of that. Jack Miller still battling with Jean Mir. So those two have been back. Oh, on the grass, we turned it a bit too much. We've got right outside on the grass again. 4.3 second lead to Dovizioso, but we definitely chucked some of that down the toilet. There's no way we're keeping all that. But we are absolutely dominating here. And I think the sort of the lapse in concentration is quite apparent, making all these silly little mistakes. And it sort of happened to Qatar, but less so. Definitely happened here more since we took the lead so early on in the race. It's a 4.2 second lead now, so we only lost about a tenth from all of that. So it does show you the lack of pace for the AI at this circuit. And I think they're slightly worse at Austin, so we might actually do something special there because we can't have 2 easy victories. So 1:33.888 there, so that's an interesting lap time. Dovi second, Marquez third, Vinales fourth. Okay, they're gone now, but Zarco was fifth. So Zarco doing pretty well on the KTM, but I guess the game is controlled by the rider performance rather than the bike performance. It's very little down to the bike. There is some element of it, but not particularly. Through turn 3 on the throttle. Out of turn 3 we come now. Up towards turn 4. 30.3 there in the first sector. So Spagro and Quattararo still battling. So the AI having some race-long battles here. Hitting the brakes for turn 5 once again. Oh, they lost the rear end there. That could have been a crash. Right there. Bit of a screen freeze. But out of turn 5 we've escaped unscathed despite the complete lock of the rear tyre. We let off the throttle there. We've got 4.5 second lead to Dovizioso, so we can just cruise on home. But the tyre wear is really getting me at this point. Look at the rear tyre, it's absolutely gone. Not really anything left. It's one of the circuits where it's quick to slide around, but you definitely don't want to do it because you'll ruin your tyres. Flip the bike over right, then back left. Even getting my directions wrong now. Through turn 11, we've now got a 4.7 second lead to Andrea Dovizioso, so we've absolutely dominated this race. We're going to win this race, just like how Crutchlow won the real-life Termas Hondo 2018. We're going to win the Termas Hondo 2019 in the virtual world. So out of turn 14, over the line, that's another victory for Cal Crutchlow. 50 points for the championship so far. And here we're going to have a look at the race-winning overtake. So obviously we got into such stupid Dovi, pulled over to the right, mirror signal manoeuvre. Hit the brakes. You see we had a massive, advantage on the brakes. I mean, we ran a little bit wide. He tried to cut back up the inside, Andrea Dovizioso, but he couldn't quite do it, and we got the position and the victory.
Complete their victory lap and return to the Parc Fermé. Let's take a look at the final ranking of today's race.
So we won by a colossal 5.2 seconds in the end to Andrea Dovizioso, over a second quicker on the best lap. Marc Marquez was third, only 4 tenths behind. Vinales got 4th in the end after that 8th place finish in the previous race, so nearly 8 seconds behind us. Rins 5th, Zarco 6th, 11 seconds behind there. Lorenzo finishing in a disappointing P7 really on the bike he's on. In fact, speaking of disappointing results, Valentino Rossi down in 8th position and Jean Mir in 9th place. And Petrucci 10th, another disappointment there really for the Mission Winnow Ducati team. 11th Jack Miller, 12th Andrea Iannone, 13th Paulo Spangro, 14th Tito Rabat, 15th Fabio Quattararo, 16th Francesco Bagnaia, and 17th Miguel Oliveira, 18th Hafi Siren, 19th Takaki Nakagami, 20th Alicia Spagro, 21st Carol Abraham, and 22nd Franco Morbidelli. 25 seconds off the win there. 37.0 as his fastest lap. Okay, it was a 6-lap race. He was over 4 seconds a lap slower every lap. But let's have a look at the updated standings now. So Marquez moves up to 3rd position, and we extend our lead to 10 points to Dovizioso. Rossi drops down to 4th now, over a race win behind. Vinales now 5th, 29 points off us. Mir 6th, he's dropped down to 6th from 4th. We scrolled through that pretty quickly. I didn't really get a chance to read all that, but Petrucci's 9th. Well, apparently I can't do it properly, but Lorenzo's down to 11th now, so really struggling this season. No, up to 11th, sorry. Jack Miller is down to 10th. Iannone is down to 12th. Spagro is down to up to 13th. Sorry, Bagnaia is down to 14th. Tito Rabat's gone up 3. In fact, Quartararo's gone up 5 to 17th position. Oliveira is now 16th. Rabat obviously 15th. So I was saying he's gone up 3 positions there. So already some big gaps forming. Obviously, the riders at the bottom of the table not scoring any points, being Morbidelli, Spagaro, Alacia Spagaro that is, Hafizaya and Takaki Nakagami and Carol Abraham. Obviously the constructors would be as you expect really. 50 points for Honda, 40 for Ducati, since me and Dovi have top 2 the first 2 races. Yamaha now on 29 points, Suzuki on 24, KTM on 17 and Aprilia on 9. So you know, we're definitely dominating a bit there, but back to the Teams Championship. We're now 6 points off mission. We're now Ducati. Obviously, Dovi getting another 2nd position, and Petrucci only has 16 points in this championship, while his teammate has 40, so that's not very good for him. Repsol Honda have moved up to 4th position, and Suzuki have moved down to 5th. Red Bull KTM up to 6th, obviously down to 7th now. I'm a Pramet Racing. 8th stays Grassini. Avinti is up to 9th. Petronas SRT stay where they are, and Tech 3 moved down to 11th. So you know, some of these teams struggling, but that was you know, it was an interesting race. The moves were pretty good on the first lap. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of a better race in the next one, but hope you enjoyed the rest of your day, and I shall see you in the next one.
Riders have shown that they had a little bit extra in the locker. The crowd is going wild, and finally they can enjoy this deserved moment of glory.